What's going on, traders? How we doing? Welcome to Money Mitch. Yes, you guys made it. We've had another great day in the market, taking some profits off the table, but also letting a rocket keep riding. So stay tuned, guys. We got an action-packed show, and definitely smash the like. You're here for Money Mitch. It's time for Money Making Mitch. When investors need a story, we're going to the moon. Welcome to Money Mitch, where story is everything. I'm here to find you the next opportunity. It's all about the green hands. Now, we all know the bull market is here to stay. Money Mitch. What's going on, traders? How we doing out there? Welcome to Money Mitch. Yes, I got the SPACs Attack shirt. I've been kicking it all day, been doing it great. Did the open. Let me know in the chat if you guys were with me at the open. We looked at a lot of stocks start making their moves, so we'll definitely get into that. We'll get into our market sentiment, but I want to catch up with the chat. Do we got any new viewers in the chat? What's up? Yes. Money Mitch took a body blow. Ooh. Hey, it's all good as long as you can take the hit and hit back. Boom. That's all that matters, guys. We're definitely going to be paying attention. Swing Pony in the house. You already know. What's up? Leah, how we doing? It's good to see you guys out here. Rich, what's up? I used to have a best friend named Rich, so definitely Manny, how we doing? Love to see everybody in the chat. Blind Trader, William. It's good to have everybody here. It's so hot here. That's without a doubt. Definitely is burning up in here. That might just be because the Money Mitch picks, and we'll definitely keep going through those. We'll look for some more as we've been seeing some moves. Yogi in the house, like always. I love to see the loyal viewers in here. That's what it's really all about, guys. Definitely smash the thumbs up. Hit that subscribe bell below, and let's keep it going. Let's get into some of these stocks. All right, so what are we going to do first? Like always, we're going to take a look at the market. What happened in the overall market today? What did we see? Really indecision kind of day. This is one of the things that I was pointing at where we're going to get a big lift off from these levels, or we're going to get into some indecision. One of the things is whenever you get lifts like this, guys, and this is just something that I kind of look at, whenever you see the SPY really take a lift off in the overall market, usually you're going to get some kind of pullback. So it's kind of an okay thing if we do get a pullback day. I think we're going to start running into a pullback day coming into the next couple of days. It's okay. This happens, guys. The main thing is this is why it's important to get off of those support levels and not be buying into resistance. This is why I have a tendency to make sure that I don't do this often. If I do it, I stick really close to my limit and I get out if need be. All right, let's go ahead and watch this. So one of the things that I did see on the hourly chart is that you're seeing this kind of sideways action. Really, we've been going kind of sideways since we've been pushing on up. And really, I just don't want to see this line be broken on the downside because we could come down, testing down. So really, we've been kind of testing on its sideways action. This is the hourly chart. If you look at that, that's a nice action. As long as it can keep on moving off of those supports, off of this trend line, we can keep moving in this direction. And it looks good, but the biggest thing is, do we test tomorrow down towards 427 and then crack back down towards 422? That's the concern. Now let's look at the Qs, see what we're seeing here. Really big push there, another lift there up towards the 355s. We're starting to almost even break out of this trend. What's going to happen here, guys? This is why I'm kind of concerned on why we could get a trend reversal here. We're really pushing on this trend in the channel and the Qs. Are we going to get a pull back down closer towards the bottom of the channel? And that's what I definitely don't want to see. But if we do get a sideways action day and a pullback day, it could happen very near these days because you're going ahead and touching those limits. Let's go ahead and see the hourly, see how we're approaching here. Really been kind of lifting through. Another lift off today towards the 355s. Are we going to get 2 to 360s before we get a pullback? Let's say closer towards 345. I'm not really certain on this one. Where is it heading? sometimes I'm pretty good at knowing the direction. Right now, we're in that indecision day, and it could pull back. So I'm definitely putting it out there so that if you guys see that action tomorrow, don't be surprised. All right, so right out the open today, just to give you guys an example, so Facebook did kind of this little dip down, but really, I mean, it had made a big breakout, and that's what kind of concerned me when we started seeing these kind of dip downs. One of the things is these big tech stocks have been making big lifts, so a lot of times you might get some profit taking right into the open. So that's how you see this red action here, that profit taking, and I can't blame them. I mean, if you're getting good gains out of these big tech stocks really quickly, it's not a bad thing to do to take some profit. All right, how we doing out there, everybody? Looks like MP's out there. Billy, what's up, guys? Did you guys trade anything? Let me know if you guys have found a big trade. You guys saw a sector move or maybe an industry that's on your watch. Definitely let me know in the chat. All right, let's keep going. Let's get into the next subject of the day. Today, we're going to be talking a big part about, Vizio. I was talking about this yesterday. We talked about it, VZIO. Let's get at this one. I've talked about this one multiple times on Money Mitch. I've given the 21 level multiple times. And now really, there you go. We got it today, guys. We got up there towards our first level target. That's why that other box disappeared. We ran right into that resistance today. I had this line drawn out, guys, this wick. This wick was here, 2762. So really, when we got on up there today through the 27, I took some profit off up here just to take some profit into that wick. And then now I'm looking for us to get above that wick and hold. Let's see if we can get up there through the 30s and continue moving. This was already a over 25% move when I took that profit. Now we're over a 30% move. We're looking for that continuation. Can we get that lift off and really rip through 30? Next thing you know, boom. We're up there to the 40s and 50s, the same way I kind of called out Fubo on the early. One of the things that can continue to help us is Roku continue to make its push. Roku's all the way up there towards the 440s. We'll see if this one can continue moving. This is Roku RKU. Of course, this one can keep moving. It's had a huge liftoff, but could do a little bit of a pullback. Fubo move wouldn't be a bad one either. It is pulling back right now. But as we saw today, Vizio still looking strong as a good liftoff today. And we get on up there towards a high today of 2782, which gets us up towards these resistance. Next stop from that level would be that 2880, that high on the chart there. And not a bad little move, right? We talked about this, guys. Look at that. In 1 week, and we got in this trade. Just to give you guys a perfect date, the 21st was the first entry there near that 21. And look at that liftoff from there. Not a bad trade at all on VZIO. All right, guys, what are you guys thinking about this chart? Do you guys think this one keeps getting? Do we get the 30? Let me know in the chat what do you guys think about Vizio, or if you guys like Roku, or maybe you're a Fubo kind of person. I know there's a lot of Fubo person out there. Appreciate it. Let's keep it going. Let's go to another one. Quebec, you wanted to look at Arrival? I'll take a quick look before we get into our next kind of segment here. ARVL. Let's take a look. I'm actually liking this. I really do like this stock. Just to give you guys an idea, just long term, I do really think that they have a very good way of going about the business. If you guys look, they have these micro factories that I think that's really their competitive advantage. But let's take a look just basically off of the charts here. So the weekly has this coming back down right now. And so one of the things that I would look for this one is that you need some kind of sideways action to really kind of get towards a support. And so right now we kind of keep coming down towards this trend. I would look for some sideways action here as we keep coming back down. One of the things is you need that sideways action here off support really to create that support. Then we can curl back up through this. So I'd be looking for some time going in towards August and September for a breakout versus right now just looking at this kind of pullback time. I think it can continue pullbacking for right for right now in this moment, next couple of weeks, next month. But then you should see kind of a curl action come in towards kind of September, and then I would look for a breakout on this stock near that time frame. A lot of times I'll sometimes draw these trend lines, and I'll just look at where I think the time frame really could come for the stock. Let's take a look at a stock that's similar to this, and take a look at Penn. Here's Penn, guys. You guys already know this is a stock that has been bouncing off support multiple times. The question is, where does it really find support, and where does that support hold, right? And so there's this other support underneath it, and then you can call this resistance another support. The question is, do we start breaking out of this trend? And so that's what I'm going to be wondering, when do we get that lift? That lift can really create that whole kind of trend to change, right? And so if we looked at the weekly and we drew that trend line, so if we can get some sideways period time here between 65 and 80s, that's when we can get towards kind of this September breakout month. And that's what I think we will end up seeing into Penn. As we get closer into August and September, we get closer towards the football season. I think that's when you really start seeing Penn get strong again and take that off again with a nice lift look. So definitely keep that one on radar. DKNG is one that I like. I'm going to be watching that one to see that one kind of lead also. Maybe Penn follows that one. But you guys know I'm in RSI. Continue to watch this one, looking for the liftoff, but really trying to build my position. We got a good-looking candle here and a pullback. The big thing tomorrow is I do not want to get underneath this 1275. I want it to come right back roaring through 1330s and then get back up here towards the 1463s, and that's RSI, Rush Street Interactive. All right, how we doing out there in the chat? Definitely catching up. Going to take a look also at a down stock that had a sideways kind of down day. Let's take a look really quickly before we get into Chinese common stocks that did well. Let's take a look at CCIV. I know I've been calling this one out, so I'm going to stick with it, guys, and I'm going to go through it so that you guys see how I'm approaching this on a daily basis. Remember, we drew this support, and we said that if it breaks that support, then we need to get out. Today, we held on a sideways action and really kind of pulling back down closer towards support. We're going to see if this one can take off again and get through 2760 and then get up there through the 28s and then eventually the 30s. But definitely keep your eyes on this $26 price point. If we do break that, I might go ahead and take profits. Right now, we're down here, guys. This is where our entry is. So we're not feeling too uncomfortable right now, but we're definitely starting to look at it and pay attention to it because we did get a down day. The biggest thing is, can we get a bounce tomorrow? There's a support right here at 26.24 on the hourly that I want to see hold on any downward action in pre-market and then really take off into the market tomorrow. And that's going to be CCIV. Kevin, I'm trying my best to not have the paper hands in CCIV. You gotta not have the paper, and you guys know it. The papers will get you. But definitely, I'll pay attention to that, Kevin. I'll be looking to get those green hands, and that's really where it comes in. All right, what's up? What's up? How we doing? Yes, I am John London's friend. John is from Beginner Trader, and if you guys don't know John, definitely check him out. Beginner Trading. He's a good guy. Definitely, I've traded with him for a long time, and we're definitely good friends. All right, let's keep going. Next one up. Agree that the gaming needs NFL catalyst? Yes, Matt. That's what I'm waiting for. I think that could definitely get going. All right, Sundials. Alan's pleading for Sundial. Before we get into e-commerce, let's take a look here. SNDL, Sundial pulling back down underneath $1. Remember, I talked about this, guys. I drew this line. And I said, if we can't get back above that $1, it's not going to be looking the best. But really what you've had is one drive, a pullback, a second drive, a pullback, a third drive, a pullback, and then it broke support. Not what you want to be seeing there, guys. And so really, this one could be heading back down towards 90 cents now. I needed to get back above 96 here for me to really be interested in Sundial again. But really, I think this one's just kind of one of those pop And you got to be quick on these through the $1 price point, because a lot of times it will go up and down. And if you don't know, a lot of times stocks do what is called this dollar magnet move. So right here, this first breakout, this is kind of what I'd call that dollar magnet, where it goes up to 90s, 99, and then everyone just looking at it. It goes up through $1.04. Boom, it breaks down, it comes back down. It breaks down, it comes back down. You see, it's just getting the momentum through that dollar, but it doesn't keep the momentum through, showing you that the bulls are really taking control. This is kind of more of what you call a scalping kind of stock, where a lot of people just load the boat into that $1 move. And as soon as it goes through that $1, they go ahead and they start selling out. Essentially, paper hands. All right, let's go ahead. Let's keep going. Let's get into that next one up. You pothead buying SNDL. Hey, Johnny. Hey, well, who knows? Maybe they were trying to get high and sell higher. Can't blame them. PLTR, you called it in the AM. Let's check it out, guys. Palantir, pulling back. I had this feeling that it could give us a little bit of a pullback just because it's been going up sideways and really kind of on a slow action. Really what I want to see it come back towards the resistance where it broke out of here. So let's draw a line there. We're going to draw a line there. If we can get Palantir back towards that level and then holding off towards the support, we can go ahead and take a trade. So I'm going to be looking for this one to get back in somewhere in this gap here. So between 24.70s and 24, and we can risk down closer towards 23.50. Let's see if this one can pull back there. I do like this one because it did start a nice sideways uptrend, and that's a good levels. You know, you got a kind of a 1 push, 2 push. It kind of gave this little A move, B move, C move, pushing on up through. Let it pull on back, collect some volume, and then we could get that next lift up. I'll keep this one on watch. PLTR, and definitely I'll pay attention towards that range, definitely between 24.74, pretty much 24.75 and 24, somewhere in there. I'll be looking for it to catch some support and then start trending on its way back up. All right, definitely pay attention towards that. Let's keep it going. AUUD. Hey, I'll take a quick look. You just want to please hold or not? I like that look. Let's take a look. Hold or not? Gaps. I hate gaps. I tell you, gaps make me always super concerned, especially on a long. If I was short this stock, I'd be feeling good because it looks like it wants to fill that gap. But on a long, you could find some support here. Of course, gaps are made by big volume moves and big moves, price moves in after hours or pre-market. If you really pay attention, how's that gap formed? Is because it makes a big move in the pre-market and creates that big effect. Now, what's going to happen here is where can we find support? You know, we could come all the way back down towards that 645. But definitely we made it push back up there towards 929. I'd be careful to see that kind of get filled there. That would be a move back down to closer towards $6, and then you can see that next lift off. So just be careful with that one. I'd be paying attention to it. If it was me, I probably wouldn't be in it, but you got to know your levels. Do your own DD like always. All right, let's keep going. Let's go into some e-commerce stocks. We don't have too much time. We got 9 minutes left. There's a big interview coming up, guys. Aurora Cannabis is going to be having a interview coming up next. So let's keep going. Let's get into the next one. Do I like PSTH? Oof, that one's a really hard deal, Johnny. I do like the idea of it in long term, but it's definitely not something that I think is going to be hot and trending. So just not really my feel. What's your feel on any EV stocks? You guys have known, if you guys have been here on Money Mitch, I'm big Chinese EV, which is XPEV, which is NIO. I think those are going to lead really and kind of take us off. Look how that's really been moving. I still wish I had some of my XPEV. I made a 30% gainer, and I'm not going to lie, a little part of me is a little upset still. But LI is another one. Look at that one, still pushing and really making lifts. And for that being said, in the American side, I'm looking for CCIV to move, FSR to move. This one could continue moving with those, but definitely you can see my look. All right, let's get into Chinese e-commerce. So you guys know that I've been trading a couple of these. Right now, I have JD and nice push out on JD. JD with a nice push out. Flex, flex. Let's get it up. Let's go, JD.com. I'm not mad at you. Look at this move today. Good move on up today. Nice little breakout on the hourly. Exactly what I wanted to see after what? A sideways day. A kind of a pullback day, but kind of sideways action on the hourly. Same thing we saw kind of in CCIV. This is the same reaction that I want to see happen tomorrow. A nice lift up through those resistance and just coming up and smoking through. So we'll keep paying attention to see what happens in JD, but getting that lift up to 79. My original entry for JD, guys, is 73.44. So we're talking all the way back here, guys. Let me just draw a little box for you so you guys can kind of see 73.44. We're talking back over here, guys. So look at this move. Look where we are now. I don't think I'm really stressing this move. I'm just trying to let this trade work now and get towards that next level up. Let's see if we can get through the 80s, and then we'll take some profit as we get towards 88. That's the next level that I want to be looking on the daily chart that we could be approaching. As we get up here, I think we're going to break through 80. I'm going to look for a breakout through that 80 and then look for the next level up. So as we get up here, 85s, 86, that's where I'll be looking to take some next profit. And then from there, we'll be looking to take a next move on up here where you see this 86 and we can keep going to the 90s. I don't know if we can get up there towards the 100. And sometimes I don't like to hold trades for that long because sometimes you'll get this kind of action where the stock goes up, comes back down, up, comes back down, up. And so I want to take the gains if I can get it. So the next stop for me, 83s, 85s. Let's see if we can get it up there, and we'll look to take some profit in JD.com. What are some other stocks you can watch in this sector and what it's moving? Baba was one that had a pullback day today, but looking really strong the day prior yesterday. Now let's see if this can continue to run. I think this one still has some gas. And Baba, you can definitely pay attention to this one tomorrow. BIDU is one that I'm going to be looking at. Also, look how it had that sideways day. Another good recovery day. So pay attention to BIDU. PDD, also another strong day. Look at that chart. Had two pullback days and a nice push on up. I think we're going to be pushing towards this 143 level. So you're talking about 10 points up. That's kind of the target that I'd throw out for PDD. But keeping a close eye out on this one. Chinese e-commerce still looking strong there, guys. Definitely got about 5 minutes left. We're going to be wrapping up here soon. Stick with us, guys. We're going to be looking at some of these plays, reopening plays, also making moves. So I got to keep an eye out on those. But do I like OSTK? Well, let's go ahead and let's talk a little bit about that. Definitely. OSTK, overstock.com. This one's kind of a reopening play. You're talking to e-commerce, and you're talking kind of a play that's really in diversified kind of retail. One of the things that you do see is kind of multiple highs here. I actually played this stock up early in the year, guys. You see this move on up here, this first kind of lift. I played this one and I made some great profit. This was a 30% gainer early as a Money Mitch story pick from my Twitter. And I'm looking that move right to it again. So you got the move that I got last time. Now the question is, can we get through that high, that 110, and really start ripping on this one? The real question I think you got to look at is the volume that is going to be needed to really drive us up there. You see, when we got this kind of big breakout move, we had this big volume push. Now we've had a nice volume push here with this move, but let's see if we can get through that wick. Look at this wick that we have here. 101 is going to be your number. Can we get back above 100 and hold 100, then close above 101? That wick is very important on OSTK. Definitely pay attention to that. Crypto sympathy. Yes, it could have been that crypto sympathy moving on up, Gordon. Good. I love the picture too. But yeah, definitely pay attention towards that. OSTK does move on Bitcoin sympathy. Today I talked about it. I was expecting to see a bigger move in Bitcoin stocks, but BTBT starting to make a bottom there. Let's see if that bottom holds there at 662 and we start getting lifting on these Bitcoin stocks. So BTBT is one to watch. Mara is on that. You can watch that one. A gap up, and this is why I was concerned this morning, because we could close this gap before you get the next lift off. Another one that you can watch is Riot Blockchain, and there's another one, DLCM. I forgot that one. I'll figure that one out. There's another one that I found today that was kind of a more hidden play. Reopening plays Match starting to look strong again, holding support. Sideways action day off the support, lifting off that 59 back up there towards that 162. With that one, we'll be watching Bimbo. You got to watch these dating apps. I think these dating apps have a lot of movement that they could give, especially it's a technology play, and technology plays are making moves right now. Revlon is one I'm going to watch. Look at this pullback, guys. So this stock had a rip out for about from May 13 all the way up there towards June 8th, then has pulled back now from June 9th all the way now to June 29th. I'm going to be looking to see if this one really starts finding a support. What I would pay attention to this one is kind of a weekly support, and that's what you want to find. So where could we find that weekly support? Stick it close towards these bodies. You see multiple bodies right here. Let's see if we can find a support right here at these levels. Maybe get a crackdown to 12.25s, but then a quick recovery back up through the 1250s and then pushing on up towards 1350s. And we'll see if this one can come back up there towards 1650. This is Revlon, kind of that hair play for reopening plays. So definitely pay attention towards that one. I'll keep an eye out on this one. NVAX breaking out. I'll take a look at that just because you're bringing it up, thinking about it. I know you always bring up the good stocks and you always bring in mentions in our Twitter. Not a bad one. This one's definitely on the breakout. Has a lot to look on the daily chart. Look at the daily chart, really approaching that trend line. And you're getting towards that point where I'd definitely be paying attention towards it. Look at this trend line that you're getting after. You've had this 1 up, 1 down, 2 up, 2 down, 3 up, 3 down. That's your support. That's your line in the sand. You got it right here off this bottom. You filled that gap down, which is what you want to see on the daily. You see how you gap down here? You fill in this gap. And then you fill that. And then you come right off of that and you start revving right back up there. Looking strong here. I'll definitely, you know what? Thinking about it, I'm going to add this one on my watch tomorrow. These don't move massively, but they're really good to hold support. And you can see those moves, how they swing on the daily. These are good looks and it could break out big. So I'm going to keep this one on watch. NVAX. I'll add it to my watch list for real, and I'll keep it on watch here. All right, going to go ahead and be wrapping up here, 4:31. You guys know where to find me. Story Investors. That's going to be it today, guys. I wish I could stay, but there's a great interview coming on next, so stay tuned right here. You guys are about to get Cannabis Insiders, and just wait, guys. They got Aurora Cannabis. Definitely stay tuned if you guys want to look at some cannabis stocks, and maybe you just want to learn about the cannabis industry. Stay tuned. Up next, Cannabis Insiders.